Welcome to New Hampshire's Education Data Literacy Framework series. This video is one of 11 that guides you through various components of the Education Data Literacy Framework. This particular video will provide an introduction to how to use data and promote capacity for data use. Here are today's objectives. Review ways in which you can support the use of data among staff. Learn practices to support unbiased data interpretation. Let's review some ways to support your staff in utilizing data in their own practices. First, gauge the need of your staff related to data use. A simple survey might be a good starting point, or a one-to-one conversation with staff members to learn about the staff member's experience and comfort level with using data. Consider asking the following guiding questions. How do they define data? How do your staff use data? How often do they use it? For example, do they regularly use data in their classrooms or work? You may find that your staff members have a range of experiences. You may have educators who regularly observe and record child behaviors in the classroom, or you may have staff who are apprehensive about data use and don't know where to start. Oftentimes, accurately interpreting data, especially raw numerical data, can be a challenge. Supporting your team in understanding and drawing conclusions from data can be helpful. Recognize that some staff, especially those new to data, may need additional help or targeted professional development to overcome their fears and develop the skills and comfort level they need to proceed. Encourage your team to look at data in an unbiased way, to put aside assumptions and focus on what the data says rather than what they think the data should say. Organizing and presenting the data using visuals or tables can help you look for those patterns, trends, relationships, anomalies, and discrepancies more easily. You will always want to look at the data first for patterns and trends before you start to uncover anomalies. Use the data inquiry discussed in the Data Use Teams and Cycles for Continuous Improvement video in this series, and keep your team focused on questions you want to answer. Really try to answer what is going on and what is the data trying to tell us, and any other program-specific questions you are trying to answer. Having specific research questions in mind will help you and your team stay focused on what you are looking to answer. You may also want to examine the context of the data. What was going on at the time the data was collected? What could have impacted collection or the resulting data? For example, by looking at the context of COVID-19. How has COVID-19 impacted the data? Is the data reflective of the context of COVID-19? You may learn that you need additional data or information to understand what you are looking for. Consider identifying next steps and the implications of the data for your program. Lastly, consider the implications of the data for practice, systems, and/or outcomes. One strategy is to look at related data from different sources to find evidence for or against a hypothesis and/or stimulate more questions for deeper discovery. You can do this, for instance, with family surveys regarding engagement with the classroom versus teacher reports of family engagement strategies. Looking at data next to each other is a method to better understand what is happening in your district, program, or classroom. Feel free to use and mix any of these methods when you and your staff, colleagues, or data team come together to interpret your data. After learning about your staff needs and providing general guidance on strategies, you can next individualize technical assistance and professional development topics to help all of your staff achieve the goals of understanding, interpreting, and using data effectively in their practices. This process will likely include addressing both data skills as well as potential technologies or strategies for managing data, such as online tools like data trackers or reflection templates. When thinking about professional development activities, you can use a variety of methods to support your staff. Some ideas include videos, workshops, trainings, communities of practice, modeling examples of the data inquiry cycle, and book studies, all aligned around improving staff data skills and competencies. Whatever technical assistance or professional development activities you choose, continue to evaluate the effectiveness of these activities and revise as necessary. Surveys are a quick way to gather feedback on whether activities are helping your staff achieve their data goals. A great way to talk about data with your staff or data use team is to use the IDEA Data Center, IDC, Data Meeting Toolkit. The protocol provides valuable step-by-step guidance on what to do to prepare for, facilitate, and follow up on all of your data conversations. The 7 steps that guide the data discussion are: Step 1. Introductions and key messages. Here, you review the meeting's purpose, objectives, intended scope, and agenda. You also announce key meeting roles, for example, note-taker, timekeeper. Step 2. Present the data. Present in a way that is user-friendly for everyone in the meeting to view. Step 3. Discuss observations of the data, using guiding questions to help the group observe the data, such as, what do you see? What are your initial thoughts or reactions? Is this what you expected to see? If so, how? If not, how? What surprises you? Step 4. Discuss interpretations of the data. In this step, prompt everyone to interpret the data in light of evaluation questions. Have them consider their own perspectives that they bring to the data. You can ask questions such as, what thoughts or assumptions do these data confirm? Are there any limitations to our conclusions? Are there any perspectives we haven't considered? Do we need additional data to answer our questions? Step 5. Discuss implications of the data. This step involves a discussion of implications for the work. You can ask questions such as, what are the implications? So what? Why does this data matter? What does this data mean for the work? Step 6. Determine next steps for the group. Based on group interpretations and suggested implications, discuss additional actions that are required for the group. Step 7. Reflect on the meeting's effectiveness. Close out the meeting by asking questions like, what went well in this meeting? What could we improve for next time? Using the IDC Data Meeting Toolkit can create very productive conversations about data. You can read more about this topic by looking at the IDC Data Meeting Toolkit and related tools linked on this slide. As you're building staff capacity for data use, don't forget that using data is undoubtedly already a part of everyone's job. Thinking through ways to build opportunities to more formally discuss and use data can help folks connect the work they are already doing to your program or district's purpose and vision for data use. By watching this video, we hope you learned ways to use the data inquiry cycle to make decisions. We also hope you learned how to support the use of data among staff. Thank you for watching.